Baruch Hashem, the purpose of life, or one of the main purposes in life, is to know and to always remember your purpose in life. That's one of the purposes in life, is to remind yourself what it is. That's why olam, that's why the word olam, ayin vav lamed mem, is melashon ne'elam, helen, which means that part of the purpose of being in this world is that we're going to forget our purpose in the world. And naturally, natural flow, dead fish, go with the flow. Anything that is not alive will go with the flow. Anything that is alive is going against, right? When something's growing, it's going against gravity, right? A plant that is growing is going against. Going against. Obviously, there's a natural growth that things have. But the pshat is that when a person is alive, he's going against the flow, and he has to push himself. He has to move against a current. He has to go ahead and push himself against the natural tendencies that he has, which ultimately is working on one's midos. Working on your midos means is that I have a list and I have a clear picture of what my bad midos are, what my negative traits, what my midos are. That's what the 49 days of Fischers is. Today is Malchus Shebenetzach, whatever that means, Al Pi Kabbalah, we're not going to go into. But basically every day, every moment, every second, thank you very much. Thank you. Every second, as we've mentioned, has a different avoda. And every day, right? A Thursday is very different than a Sunday. A Friday is very different than a Tuesday. And what happens is we get swallowed up. Sometimes a person gets swallowed up into whatever it is. I don't know. Today it doesn't make a difference. I don't know. It's like just one long day or one long night, as opposed to a person being very clear and to say, okay, I'm starting my day. I'm starting my week. You could start your week on a Thursday. You could start your week on the middle of a Wednesday. You could start your week. Obviously, it's much easier sometimes. Person starts off on a Sunday morning. Things are a little bit easier. But the avodah is to try as much as a person can to say, okay, I want to start new. I want to start fresh. Chadashim labkarim rabba emunasecha. That at any time in life, as I say many times, how's my life going? How's your life going? What does that mean? I want to change my life. You want to change your life. You want to change your now. You want to change your day. That's how you change your life, as we say many times, right? Yesterday there's nothing you could do about yesterday. Yesterday will never, ever, 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 ever exist ever again. As I've said many times, 1,000,000 years from now is closer to us than 2 minutes ago. 1,000,000 years from now is closer to us in our grasp than 2 minutes ago, because 2 minutes ago will never, ever, it's done. It's done forever and ever. So how do I fix my past? I fix my past by creating the day, or thinking about the day, thinking about my thoughts, writing down my thoughts. A person going ahead and saying, okay, how can I make the best? That's why it's called Arichas Yamim. That's why a long life is many days, long days. V'Avraham v'Sarah zekenim ba'im bayamim. Avram and Sarah were old, and every day was a valuable day to them. It was a day of clarity, right? That's what day is. It's a day of clarity of what are my goals, what are my goals for the week, and how am I going to get to my goals. But most important, like we said yesterday, your purpose in life. You want your purpose in life to remember that I got to remind myself what are my goals of the day. Why am I in yeshiva? Why did I come to yeshiva? Why am I to go ahead and to say why am I put in this world? That's sometimes hard to say. Why am I put in this world? I don't know what I'm put in this world to do. But why am I in yeshiva? What are my goals for this week? What are my goals for this month? What's my goal for the year? And to remind yourself, Clear goals create clear results. Vague goals create vague results. So if you're vague in your goals, if you feel you're a little bit hazy and you feel like I'm not really clear what I'm doing, I feel a little bit uncomfortable, I don't have clarity of what I'm doing, I'm not sure, then that's probably because you don't have clear goals. If you're, right, again, yeah, we have to look at it's broken down pretty simply. People say, my life. When someone tells me, oh, I'm having trouble with my life, right, it usually means one of two things or both, right? My thinking, because your life is very connected to your thinking, right? Because if you won, what you say, what would I do to have a great life now? My great life would be, imagine if you won the lottery today. You won the lottery of $1 million. You'd be like, that just changed my life, right? In that one moment. And then 10 minutes later, they say, oh, sorry, we got the wrong guy. Now my life stinks again. What happened? Nothing happened. Nothing happened in my life. I'm sitting there, I get a phone call. Oh, you won the lottery, $1 million. Okay, my life changed. That just changed my life. Why did your life change? Because now your thinking changes, your attitude changes. Now I could do what I want to do, right? That's what people would say. If I had $1 million, $10 million, and when I speak to people about changing their life, when I speak to people about changing their life and making decisions, you know what I say to them? I say, you got to make that decision, especially when you're your age. When you're a little bit older and you have bills to pay and you have other responsibilities, it's a little bit harder to do this. But I tell someone, if you're 18 years old, 20 years old, and you want to make a decision what you want to do in life, I say, pretend you have $1 million in the bank. You have $1 million in the bank. You have $10 million in the bank. Now, how would you live your life? Now, how would you live your life? Now, how would you live your life? And what happens is, because somehow, when I win the lottery, when I win and I have all the money and I have everything I could do, then I could start deciding to do what I really want to do. Otherwise, what happens? Money's controlling me. The opinions of others is controlling me. You always want to ask yourself, what is it that is controlling me? Am I in control of my life? Am I able to? And that's really where Lashon Hara and speaking about other people or looking at other people really comes. As we say many times, it all begins with looking at other people and not truly spending your headspace and your heart and your energy all within yourself. The Ramchal says it very clearly. The Mesilas Yesharim says that people are willing to sell themselves for other people's opinions. The Ramchal, Mesilas Yesharim says it. A person is willing to sell his life and sell away his life for other people's opinions. Especially when you're 18, 19, 20, then it's very important how people look at you. It's very important what people think about you. It's very important what the consensus of your friends are. And people are afraid to be true to themselves, and they're afraid to really live, right? There's attachment and there's authenticity. Some people are just, I'll attach myself to this group of guys, but really I have no identity and I'm not really true to myself. You go to sleep at night and you're not really happy. Deep down, you're not really happy with yourself because you know I'm just one of that group of guys. I don't want to be a loner. I'm afraid to be a loner, so I'll attach myself to that group of people, which sometimes we need to do that. But at the cost of what price? What is the price that you are paying to be attached to a group? What price are you paying? Are you willing to sacrifice what you believe in? Are you willing to sacrifice the way you live your life for other people? And that's really where Lashon Hara begins. Lashon Hara begins when I'm totally focused. People who are totally absorbed in other people's life. Anybody who has social media, no offense, I'm not judging you on it, but anyone who actually spends any time looking at someone else's life, you have to question yourself on that. You have to question yourself. You have to ask yourself, why am I spending my energy? And then you can give all the excuses why. But anyone who's spending time looking at someone else's life, You want to question that. I would question that. Why? I would question myself and say, what am I missing in my life that I feel that I need to get that in someone else's life? What am I missing? Don't you want it to be that everybody's looking at you? So why am I not doing things, right? That was the quote I think I said. I don't know who it's from. It's a famous quote. Some people make things happen. Some people watch things happen. And some people say, what happened? So you want to ask yourself, right? Some people make things happen. Some people watch things happen. Some people say, what happened? So you have to ask yourself, if you're on social media or you're living someone else's thing, you want to ask yourself, oh, so I'm watching that person make things happen. Or I'm like, hey, what did that guy do? As opposed to saying, okay, what is it that I'm doing? And that's where Lashon Hara begins. Lashon Hara begins where I'm negative, I don't feel good about myself. Like we said, Mitzora is Melashon Tsar. I have pain, Motzi Ra. I have pain within myself. And I'm not going to fix myself by talking Lashon Hara. It doesn't fix myself by talking Lashon Hara. It's a Band-Aid. That's all it does. It makes me feel good for the moment, that I feel that I'm better than somebody, and therefore I don't have to deal with myself. Question, comments, as please. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol nהיה b'dvarei. Question, comments, please. Before we do the halacha. Got to be somebody. Oh, Bill.
She always says that it's good to ask your wife and family what videos you have to
Yes.
change or what you should work on. Is it possible to really know your own bad videos without someone's help?
Yeah, so Rav Hillel is asking that I say often, it's not really nogea to most of you here. I say, if you want to know what to work on, when people ask me, someone asked me the other day, actually, I don't know him so well, but someone came to me and said, can you tell me what to work on, blah, blah, blah. I said, go ask your wife. Your wife definitely will tell you what you have to work on. But that's not nogea, most of you here. And your children, okay, that's already a higher madrega, much higher madrega. And then Rav Hillel is saying, could it be for everyone here, right? You don't have your wife to ask. Could it be even what? You could ask your roommate, or Rav Hillel, you could ask your roommate. You could ask also. Rav Hillel was saying, could you know yourself? So the answer is, of course, you know yourself. Of course, you know yourself what you have to work on, but you want to collaborate with other people because we all have negias, which means we all see what we want to see. And I've said this many times. There's only one person in your life who you can't see, and that's yourself. You're the only person who you can't see. Everybody here could see me. I can't see me. I can't see me. Everybody else can see Shua. Shua can't see himself. So are there aspects that we have within ourselves that we know that nobody else knows? Of course. Are there midas that we know that I have to work on? Yeah, of course. But it's also important, I would say it's also more important in a certain way, because other people sometimes see the whole picture, right? And that collaborating with my picture, with what I think, that's why it's important to talk things out with people. Why? Because then I'm sharing what I think about myself. And then I could say, this is what I feel about myself. Does that sound accurate to you? And then you could say, oh, I hear that says that. Yeah, good. So when you talk things out with people and you're honest with people and you say, well, what do you think about this? What does that person think about me? What do I think about them? Etc. Then you end up knowing yourself better. Knowing yourself better. And it's an inspiration to all of us that Rav Hillel is a grown man he's just in case anyone doesn't feel safe at night, Baruch Hashem, Rav Hillel's the commander, the army commander of the entire Moshav. If we were in the IDF, we would have to salute him. So it's just good to know that we have someone like Rav Hillel guarding us when we're sleeping. Okay, let's learn a halacha. And he's here, sitting here, trying to work on himself. So Baruch Hashem. Yeah, Shua.
I just want to thank Rabbi. It was very clear what Rabbi just said. But I was having this ha'ara that when Rabbi was talking, you really could tie everything in, because for me, there's a lot of goals and stuff I want to accomplish.
Right.
But there's also a lot of things that are tying me down and sort of controlling me. That's not letting me break out into this person who I want to be. You know, I always say, I read somewhere, you have to ask yourself, what's kidnapping you from not living the life you want to have? Well, I think like these stuff that are sort of control or not letting you out of your barrier, you know, there's so many. So I was thinking to myself during Shir, like, how do I pick which one to first jump out? Maybe, you know, something's holding me back from making money, or something's holding me back from my Yiddishkeit, and which one I want to get to? And I'm like, oh, Rebbe talked about goals first. So which goal is more important? Is my money, or is it my Yiddishkeit, or something else? And I guess based on that, what my goals are, I'll have to figure out what to break out.
Amazing. And I want to just piggyback on what Shu was saying, and this is this is so beautiful. The goals will be strong enough, and your vision will be strong enough to kill the kidnapper. Meaning the only reason we have these other things in our lives that are distracting us is only because I'm not focused on, and I'm not so clear, right, on what I got to do, right? No one here gets distracted from getting dressed in the morning. No one by accident walks in to the Beis Medrash, right, in pajamas. By accident, I got so distracted on my phone or something that I didn't get dressed. Why wouldn't somebody do that? Because it's so obvious that that's what he's got to do. It's so obvious that that's what I got to do. What happens is, once you start getting to the level of higher level, right? That's basic. You have your basic needs. That would be somebody who would have real mental or issues or whatever it is. Their basic existence is not even clear to them, right? From a psychiatric point of view, it's sad. Some people have that. But what happens is, you start getting to the next level. What becomes my necessity? What becomes, there's no doubt in my mind when you come to Mesilas Yesharim, there's no doubt in your mind when you come to Mesilas Yesharim, you're coming with a notebook and a pen. You're coming with a notebook and a pen. There's no doubt in my mind that this Mesilas Yesharim for me, right? I know where it is all the time. It's never. There are other svarim. There are other things that I can misplace. I'm not really sure where my notebook is. Sometimes a pen, you lose a pen. But why am I Mesilas Yesharim? Right? Because there are certain things that you know are so central to who you are, and what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to clarify and live those things right in front of you. It takes time. But you do that with other people, then all the things, what happens is all those other things start falling away. It's not something that you have to work on. Your day becomes revolved around the important things in your life. You don't have to start saying, I say this many times, it's when you say yes to this, you're saying no to that. When you're saying no to this, you're saying yes to that. Everything we do, we are making a decision that we when we make that decision. Everything we do. So if I put in my calendar, or I put in my daily thing that today I'm going to do these 5 things. These 5 things I'm going to do today. Right? You put your goal. You say, I want to make sure that I do this and I do this. You put 5 things, 4 things, 3 things. Then your day revolves around that. Your day revolves around that. Yeah? Does that, it's amazing. Okay. Let's learn one halacha. Beautiful shua. Beautiful shua. Behemoth, really. And I just want to encourage, it takes time. One week could be a better week than the other week. And you want to re-clarify. That's the beauty of it. You want to constantly be re-clarifying. What are my goals? That's how we started off this year today. One of the purposes in life is to remember your purpose in life. One of your purposes in life is to remember, what's my purpose in life? And like I said, your life is, that was two things I was saying. Your life is your thinking, so we got distracted a little bit. And the second thing is your life is how you live today. You want to know what your life is? Take a snapshot of today. Today, you wake up in the morning, you're born. And this is not my own shot. You wake up in the morning, you're born. You go to sleep, you died. That's how it works. It's a microcosm. You wake up in the morning, Mazel Tov, you're alive. You go to sleep, you just died. The next morning, you wake up, you're alive. You go to sleep, and that's what happens. Why? Because what is a person's life? A person's life is made up of his waking up in the morning, and right, what do they say? You're on your tombstone, there's going to be, the dash. There's going to be the date you're born and the date you die. Who are you and what was your life? That dash in the middle. That dash in the middle is your life. So your day, person says, I have a terrible life, to me, you know what that means? When someone tells me, I'm not happy with my life, you know what that means to me? It means I'm not happy with my day. I'm not happy with what I do during the day. Mia isha chavetz chaim oyev yamim leros tov. And when I find the good in my day, when I focus on my day, what's important to do today, to do tomorrow, one day at a time, then you start living an incredible life. Okay, let's learn a halacha, Reb Zev. Yes.
Each day new.
Yeah.
That's what tonight is.
It's okay, beautiful. Right, to go again. You always have a second chance. Beautiful, Reb Zev. Shkoyach, Reb Zev. But Reb Zev, you have to always remember that not everybody's as big of a tzaddik as you. So, okay, Reb Zev's a big tzaddik. Reb Zev, other people need second chances. Some people get it right on the first time around, Reb Zev. Okay, beautiful. Halacha of Lashon Hara, as the Chavetz Chaim says, and I say this all the time, don't worry about what the halacha, obviously you want to learn the halacha to know the halacha. You got to learn Hilchas Lashon Hara. If you learn Hilchas Lashon Hara, Hashem, Chavetz Chaim promises. I'll take a promise from the Chavetz Chaim any day. Chavetz Chaim promises, you learn Hilchas Lashon Hara, you'll stop speaking Lashon Hara, your Yetzer Hara for Lashon Hara will go down and down and down until it doesn't exist anymore. That's what he says. That's what he says. So don't worry about obviously you want to know what the halacha is, but more importantly is learn the halacha. That's why we do this. Learn Hilchas Lashon Hara. So here we go. My mother told all her friends how annoyed she was with one of her neighbors, right? That would be Lashon Hara. Why? Because I said that my mother spoke Lashon Hara, right? Its statement is Lashon Hara since it portrays the mother in a negative light. Also revealing that someone did not extend kindness. I'm surprised that so-and-so preferred not to host his former classmate last Shabbos. So that's negative. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't open his home to his old friends. In the event that you reveal that someone did not extend kindness to you, you would also be transgressing the Aveir of Lositor, harboring a grudge. After collecting money for a certain cause, you tell your friend, I was a little bit shocked that the people in this neighborhood gave me such small donations. That would also be Lashon Hara. You're saying Lashon Hara about the entire neighborhood. Hilchos Lashon Hara, Hey, Aleph, Yud Beis. Okay, Hashem should help each and every one of us. When are we doing the Avigdor? We're doing it now? Yeah, we're doing it now? Is everybody here? We have the yeah? Okay. So what are we doing? Yeah? Anyone?
I'll get the
Okay, so so we'll do the cell phones. Do you have the?
I have them in the
All right, so we'll do it when everyone. We'll do it in a few minutes. So let me wrap up the share, and then we'll do it for 5 minutes.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Should I grab them? Should I grab the thing from the office?
Yeah. What, the phones, and you have the you have the thing.
I have everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
So we'll just end off the share, and then we'll just wait around for a few minutes. We'll do it. Victor. We'll do it. 5-10 minutes. We'll do it. We'll do it all together. Hashem should help us all. We should be zocha, as we said before. We should all be zocha, each and every one of us, as we completed our I don't know if it's our first week really. We're almost from Shabbos, from Shabbos together. But Hashem should help us all to really take advantage of every day. Take advantage, especially here. You know, those who are first year are going to be like, oh my gosh, I finished my first year. You're going to be heading back. I finished my first year. Those who are second year, right? Oh my gosh, I finished another year. Third. Time goes by. Time moves. Hashem should help us all to be zocha, to focus on today. By us focusing on today, we're going to do the best thing we could do for our past and for our future. So create an incredible first day of the rest of your life.